Hi and welcome to my little review of some Baccarat Rouge 540 alternatives. Just to give you a little background on me, I'm in no way an expert, or do I profane to be. I'm just your average bloke on the street who has been collecting some pretty nice men's fragrances or unisex fragrances for the last 8 years, and I just thought if I've got something that I think's worthy of putting a video up, just to let you guys know what just an average fella thinks of it, then that's what I'll do. I think the other interesting thing is I, like a lot of us, will look to maybe add to the nice fragrance I've got and see if there's some alternatives out there, so you don't end up blitzing through a whole bottle too quickly, because let's face it, this stuff isn't cheap. I mean, that especially. They're a lot of money, and it's too easy to think, oh, you spray it on every day, and before you know it, you're spending another few £100. So I always like to see if there is a dupe or an alternative out there that's far more cost effective, and I've done that with a few of my fragrances. So if anyone finds this helpful, then that's all good. So a little bit of background on Baccarat Rouge 540. I'm sure if you're here looking at this, you know all about it anyway. It is a great fragrance. I think it came out about 2017. I bought it in 2018 after a friend of mine on a forum I'm on. He sent me a little sample, and I thought it's great. And I won too many glasses of wine one night, and I just thought, sorry, if I like it, buy the 200ml bottle. And it turned up and it was exactly the same as the sample, which it should be. Absolutely loved it. I did then buy the straight version, which I personally didn't like. I thought it just made the whole thing a bit flat, whereas this bounces and it gives you that nice sort of candy floss kind of sugary sweet aroma. That just sort of, it didn't quite do that for me. I just wasn't a fan, although I know some people absolutely love it, and all power to them. We're all different. Anyway, so we all know about that. So, but there are some alternatives out there, and I've bought a few and I've got rid of a few, but I just thought I'd show you a few of these today, just in case you're maybe thinking of getting an alternative yourselves. So let's start with what I would say is something that's very similar, the most similar to that. And I would say, personally, it's one by Salas, Rosa Salas. They do two. They do the straight version and they do the parfum version. I bought both. I think they're about, I'd have to check on this, I think they're about 50 quid each. And do you know what? They're really good. Now, I'm not going to go and say they've flat out copied it, because A, I don't want to get sued, and B, they are slightly different, but minusculely different. I got great performance off of both of them. I started to appreciate the straight version a little bit more now. It definitely leans more masculine, the straight version, I would have said. But that doesn't mean women can't wear it. I mean, anything goes. So especially today, so that's all good. But I thought they both did it. These both do a fantastic, cost-effective job of mimicking this. Again, not saying that that's what they set out to do, So these very good, 60 quid about that. Very, very good indeed. Let's go on to a real crap one, and that's this. This one's Baccarat Rouge 540. Can't think what they were trying to do there, and I'm pretty sure it's the same stuff they put in this. I think it's one called, is it Baccarat 540? Again, it's a flat out copy of it. I would say, again, only in my opinion, but it's horrible. I don't like it at all. It's a pig. I mean, it's 20 quid for a reason. Most of the money went on the bottle, obviously, and even that's frigging minging. So don't bother with it. The only thing it's quite handy at is it will clean stains off of driveways, which I had some oil spilt on a driveway, poured some of this on just out of pure curiosity, and it got it up lovely. So I think you can probably find floor cleaners cheaper, but it probably smells even worse than floor cleaner. But that's just my opinion. So the lovely people who make this take no notice of me. But don't buy it. Anyway, so moving on to another, I would say a direct. How am I going to word this so I don't get sued? So I would say another direct, heavily influenced by would be the Amarth, which has been doing a lot of traction online. The Club de Nuit Untold, and you know, for good reason. I own a few of these particular Club de Nuit Amarth, sort of heavily influenced by fragrances, and you know, they're either about 60 quid or 35, depending on which one you're going for. I've got the Minister Imperial one, which I will do a video on. That was 35. This was about 65 quid, I think. And you know what? It's really good, really good. I mean, it really goes there with the ambroxine. It's got, I would say, it's not as sweet. Hasn't got quite that sort of candy floss. I mean, if that didn't exist and you sprayed that, no one's going to say, "Oh wow, that reminds me of candy floss." You know, that's really sugary sweet, because it isn't. But it does nail the ambroxine sort of airiness. Sort of, it gives a nice silage around itself. It's really good stuff, really good stuff. It will definitely get you noticed. I have had compliments off of that one, easily as much off that one as that one. So it's really good stuff, and I think for 65 quid for about 105 mil, it's a really nice bottle. Looks attractive, and you know, for 65 quid, spray it. You know, why not? You can afford to go a bit heavy with it, but you don't. I mean, I've said in a couple of other videos, my skin isn't particularly good at holding fragrance and projecting fragrance. Unlike my wife, her skin's brilliant. One spray of anything and it will last her a week. Not saying she doesn't wash, but even, you know, it would do. But yeah, so and this works really well on me. Equally as well as that, it projects as well as that. You know, they've nailed it. It really is good. So if the sweetness bothers you on Baccarat Rouge, because it can be, some people find that a bit cloying, that's a good one to go for. I would say it definitely leans more towards the Extrait as opposed to the EDP. But yeah, it's good stuff. They've done a really good job. I think, you know, generally a Amarth shoot and score. You know, they tend to do a really good job. So that one's good. If you're looking for something that's goes along the same vibe, so without being heavily influenced by, it is influenced by, but then goes a different way, and that's this one. This is this would be the one for you. This is by House Mancera. Now, Mancera are a house I didn't really know much about until someone put me on to Cedrois Boisé. I probably always say that wrong, but which is a kind of a homage to Aventus, and again, a lot of people compared that to Aventus, and I get why they did that, but I have done a video on the differences between them. But again, it's definitely, you know, inspired by and then goes its own way, and well, so does this Instant Crush. It's beautiful. My wife prefers this to this. Although I think it doesn't particularly lead masculine or feminine. It's definitely both. I would say, if anything, this maybe goes a little bit less on the ambroxine and more on you get some more floral notes in there, but in a really good way, but still got that sweetness to it. It projects really well. This one works better on my skin than that, whatever that means. And it's, you know, I would typically, if I'm picking out, say I'm going to wear Bleu de Chanel or Aventus or Millesum, I will always go 5 to 6 sprays, because I find that gets the job done for me. 7 if I'm going out. But with something like this, you know, 2 to 3 sprays, you're good for you. I would say with this, you're good for 10 hours. Good 10 hours off of that, no problem at all. Again, it's not I'm not trying to do a review of any one of these in particular, more just to letting you know what's out there and what's a good alternative to. But if I was to rank these in alternatives to, I would definitely say, for the price point of that, I think you can find that on discounters for about, no, it's not on discounters yet, sorry, I think it's about 125 quid for 120 mil. So, you know, that you're looking at about £1 a mil. That's really good. I mean, something like this is the big 200 ml bottle, which is about 400 quid, I think. So you're looking at £2 a mil for that. I think it's even more if you buy the 70ml bottle of this. I think the 70ml bottle is it about 240 quid for 70ml. I mean, that's just, you know, your maths is probably better than mine, but it's not cheap. So I would say that if you're looking for a niche version of that that's less money, I would go for that. If you're looking to go as cheap as possible, a good version of that, I would say I would do that, because you are getting 105ml for 60 quid. If you're looking for something in between the two of these, then I would definitely say that's a really good. I mean, you can see how much I've used. I've only got that much left. Either of those, depending on whether you want to go the straight or the EDP version, that will do you. So yeah, that's my opinion. But again, please. Yeah, so anyway, well, thanks again for watching. If you have got any questions, please ask. Always happy to talk to other people who, like me, are really into men's fragrances. So I will be putting another couple of videos up. I have got a couple more that I want to do. Again, I've got the original and I've got the alternatives of. So yeah, well, thanks very much for watching, guys. And yeah, see you next time.